Hello everyone, you are watching Civilpedia, and in today's lesson we will be discussing about some events of agreement or disagreement in accordance with class 3.7 of the FIDIC Red Book for the construction practices. So here are three different scenarios and that will relates to the FIDIC clause 3.7, where there is some issue between the client and the contractor, and they don't reach any potential agreement. So what will be the procedure to be followed to reach an agreement? So there are three different scenarios that could happen. The first scenario is when the agreement is reached within 42 days, error found in the engineer notice of agreement and corrected. The first scenario is that when there is an issue between the client and the contractor, and they have reached a potential agreement within 42 days. So and after the determination of the engineer within 42 days, there is an error identified by either party, that might be the contractor or the client, and they have issued a notice to the engineer, and afterward the engineer issue a notice of corrected agreement. This is the first scenario we'll be discussing about in detail here in this video later. And the second scenario is the parties earlier advised that agreement cannot be reached, so and so engineers determination is necessary. No error in engineering in engineers determination. No error in engineers determination. Remember this point, that when the parties have mutually started negotiation of the issue to reach an agreement, and they did not reach within the stipulated time on an agreement, like the contractor and the client, they didn't reach an agreement within the stipulated time frame, and they require the engineer's determination. They ask the engineer to intervene in the matter and resolve the issue. Then the engineer determine his decision, and no error in engineer determination occur. So this is the second scenario, and no agreement within 42 days. Similarly, like the above one, no agreement between the parties within 42 days. Engineer's determination within 42 days. Engineer determine the issue within 42 days. Error found in engineer determination. Here is error found in engineer determination. There is an error found in engineer determination, what he determined in accordance with scenario 3, and afterward engineer issue a corrected agreement uh, as like this, a corrected agreement of determination. Engineer issue within stipulated time. So this is the third scenario. So we'll be discussing about this in detail. So let's begin. The first scenario states that there is a typical sequence of events in agreement or determination under class 3.7. The first scenario states that engineers start performing duties in accordance 3.7. Engineer is being asked to intervene in the matter and resolve the issue in accordance with this specified procedure. So the procedure we'll be discussing about this in the later videos, but engineer started his duties to determine and reach an agreement between the client and the consultant. So he started consultation, and within less than 42 days, any party here is the 42 days, and before that any party state that the parties reach an agreement. They have reached an agreement less than 42 days. So engineer issue a notice of agreement in accordance with subclause 3.71 within 14 days or less than 14 days. But afterward, they have found either party have found any error in the engineer determination notice. They will notify within 7 days or less than 7 days to the engineer, and the engineer will uh, within 7 days. The engineer will within 7 days issue a corrected agreement in accordance with 3.74. So first of all, the engineer will start consultation within 42 days, and prior to that, they have reached an agreement. The engineer determine will issue a notice of agreement in accordance with 3.71, and within 14 days, either party may raise that there is an error found in the engineer determination, and the engineer will promptly within 7 days rectify that correction, and afterward he will issue a corrected agreement, a notice to either parties. With the first scenario, the second scenario state that the engineer started performing his duties. Here the case is a little different. The engineer has started performing his duties. All the three parties, the engineer, the contractor, and the consultant, they have the engineer, the client, and the contractor, they have started consultation to reach an agreement on a particular issue, but within 42 days they did not reach any potential agreement. So what the parties will say is the parties advise the engineer no agreement. So the parties will advise, not the engineer, but the parties will advise the engineer to make the engineer determination what he want to say about the matter. He has the history of the project and all the detail. So he has been allowed by the parties to determine the matter and issue his consent. So within 42 days, the engineer will itself issue a determination of him, uh, and within 42 days or less than 42 days, his decision will be submitted to both the client and the contractor. When the engineer notice of determination in accordance with clause 3.72 has been issued, and within 14 days, no notice of error has been received by from either party, not the client nor the contractor. So uh, uh, the within 14 days no issue has been received. So this is the second scenario, that the engineer determination has been accepted or rejected, or within 28 days from this date or 14 days from this date. Either party may issue a notice of dissatisfaction according to 3.75, that they do not agree to the engineer determination. So this is the second scenario. The third scenario says that the engineer started performing his duties in accordance with the similar clause 3.7, in accordance with this procedure. Within 42 days, no agreement between the parties has been reached out. No agreement or determination has been taken place between the parties. So the engineer, prior for making engineer determination, period of making engineer determination. Similarly, both the parties advise engineer to make his determination. So within these 42 days, he will determine the issue and issue his notice of determination. Even the engineer issue a notice of his determination, and within 14 days, either party may issue a notice of error, that there is an error found in engineer determination. Afterward, the engineer will within 7 days make appropriate correction to the engineer's determination, and issue a corrected determination in accordance with clause 374. Afterward, within 28 days. Similarly, like the above, either party may issue a notice of dissatisfaction, and they can go for arbitration or refer the matter to the DAB, and there are certain ways to resolve the issue. So these were basically the three different scenarios in accordance with class 3.7, where there is an issue between the client and the contractor. So how to address these issues? There are three different scenarios, and that can be addressed. So hope so you have learned from the video. Yeah, if you like the video, so please hit that like button to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned with us for more videos. Thank you.